Arsenal agreed deal to sign Marc Guehi ahead of Arsenal and Liverpool. Arsenal have reached an agreement to sign Marc Guehi from Crystal Palace, according to reports. The England international has less than 6 months remaining on his current deal with Palace, who risk losing their captain on a free transfer this summer. Liverpool and Manchester City have also expressed interest in Guehi, while Barcelona met with the defender's agents last month. However, the BBC reports that City have now agreed a deal in principle with Palace for Guehi. The report adds that personal terms have not been finalized but aren't expected to be an issue. Palace have been holding out for a $40 million fee for their captain. Chelsea are also due to receive a 20% sell-on fee as part of their initial agreement for Guehi's $18 million move to Palace in 2021. Liverpool came close to signing Guehi last summer, but his $35 million move to Anfield was stopped. The 25-year-old was undergoing a medical with Liverpool on deadline day when Palace pulled the plug on the deal. Arsenal have registered their interest, but the Premier League leaders, along with Liverpool, had been aiming to sign Guehi as a free agent at the end of the season. Speaking last week, Palace manager Oliver Glasner admitted Guehi could leave before the end of the January window. "Everybody wants that he plays for Crystal Palace, signs a new contract and stays here forever," Glasner said. On the other side, there's the situation that the contract ends in the summer, and if somebody is coming, there will be a moment when the club says, now the financial issue is more important than the sport issue. We have to do it and try to get the best. That's why I'm always saying, I don't know, because this is different. There will be a threshold where the club has to say, sell. If the player says, I want to leave, and the money is above the threshold, it will happen. I'm not so naive not to know that if a massive offer comes from City and Marc wants to do it, it will happen. Arsenal emerging as real contenders to sign Jeremy Jacquet. Arsenal are reportedly emerging as real contenders to sign Stade Rennais centre-back Jeremy Jacquet as per Team Talk. The Gunners decided to reinforce the backline by signing Christian Mosquera and Piero Hincapié last summer. As a result, Mikel Arteta currently has a deep defensive department. William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes have been the first-choice centre-back pairing, with Mosquera and Hincapié the backup options. The Ecuadorian can even provide cover at left back if needed. Ben White and Jurrien Timber are the right-back options, while Ricardo Calafiori and Miles Lewis-Skelly are the left-backs. White, Timber, and Calafiori can even play in the center-back position. However, Team Talk claim that following White's recent injury problems, Arsenal are prepared to let him leave and have identified Jacquet as a serious option to replace the former Brighton man. The 20-year-old is a center-back by trait, but is also comfortable in the right-back position. The Gunners' sporting director, Andrea Berta, has been keeping a close eye on the Frenchman's recent development, and Arsenal are huge fans of him. Therefore, the North London club are emerging as real contenders to secure his services. However, the reports state that Manchester United, Liverpool, and Chelsea are also keen on him, while Real Madrid are plotting a swoop as well. So he isn't short of potential suitors at the moment. Jacquet to Arsenal. The youngster is valued at around $17 million by Transfermarkt and still has a contract until 2029. So Rennes aren't in any rush to sell him and are desperate to keep hold of him until the end of this season. Jacquet, standing at 6 feet 3 inches tall, is quick, strong, good in the air, comfortable playing out from the back, has an eye for long-range passing, and is also efficient in defensive contributions. The youngster is considered one of the most talented young defenders in world football and would be a great coup for Arsenal should they purchase him. However, he is still very young and needs time to develop. It is going to be interesting to see whether the North London club eventually manage to lure him to the Emirates Stadium this year by defeating other clubs in this race. Arsenal setback as Man City close in on Marc Guehi deal. Arsenal interest in Marc Guehi has suffered a major blow following fresh updates from transfer expert Fabrizio Romano. Romano has revealed that Manchester City are now moving closer to securing a deal for the Crystal Palace defender.
This development places Arsenal at risk of missing out on one of their defensive targets. Arsenal have been linked several times with Guehi in recent windows due to his experience and calm style. Guehi has continued to impress at Palace, where he serves as club captain and defensive leader, but it appears he's now close to joining City. Arsenal have enjoyed a solid season at the back, with their defense ranked among the best in Europe. Even so, adding depth and quality remains an important goal for Mikel Arteta. Manchester City move ahead in negotiations. According to Romano, Manchester City have already presented an important contract proposal to Guehi. The transfer expert says City have made a big approach and the deal is now closer with the citizens. City's clear plan and early talks have placed them in a strong position to finalize the move, and a formal offer is expected to go in soon. This potential transfer would represent a significant setback for Arsenal, especially given the title race situation. The Gunners currently lead the league by 6 points over second-placed City. Guehi, who is 25, is already well known at the top level and brings proven Premier League quality. His ability to read danger and organize a backline has drawn consistent praise. In the summer, the Palace captain was close to joining Liverpool before the deal collapsed late on. That failed move kept him at Selhurst Park for another season. Arsenal faced decision over defensive plans. With City now advancing, Arsenal must act quickly if they wish to stay in the race. Delaying any move could see the defender slip further from reach. Arsenal are admired for their defensive structure and discipline under Arteta. However, squad planning requires balance between current strength and future needs. If Arsenal fail to intervene, attention may shift to alternative targets across Europe. The club have often prepared backup options in case negotiations stall. Arsenal must now decide whether to challenge City directly or step away from the deal. Arsenal step up interest in Rennes defender Jeremy Jacquet. Arsenal are now real contenders in the race to sign Rennes defender Jeremy Jacquet, according to a report from Team Talk. The North London club are keeping a close eye on the 20-year-old, who is quickly building a strong name across Europe. Rennes, however, remain keen to keep their young defender until the summer window. Jacquet has grown into one of the most talked-about young defenders in France, drawing interest from several major clubs, including Arsenal. Mikel Arteta has always placed strong focus on improving his defense, even when options are already available. With the support of sporting director Andrea Berta, Arsenal have continued to monitor defenders who fit their long-term plans. Jacquet is one of the players they admire most at this stage. Arsenal monitoring long-term defensive options. Team Talk reports that Berta is closely following several young players across Europe, with Jacquet high on the list. Jacquet has become a key part of Rennes' defense at a young age, showing maturity beyond his years. His steady progress has made him one of the club's most trusted players this season. At just 20, he has taken responsibility at the heart of defense, often leading play from deep positions. Rennes value him greatly and would prefer not to lose him before the summer window. Arsenal see Jacquet as a player who could fit into their system over time rather than instantly. There is also a belief that Jacquet could be viewed as a future option if changes happen in Arsenal's defense. Team Talk suggests he may be considered as a possible replacement for Ben White. White has been attracting interest from other clubs, which has led Arsenal to review their long-term plans. No decision has been made, but options are being explored quietly. Strong competition for the French youngster. Arsenal are not alone in their pursuit of Jacquet, with the report claiming that Premier League rivals Chelsea, Liverpool, and Manchester United are also keen on him. However, the most serious competition could come from Spain, with Team Talk claiming that Real Madrid are plotting a swoop as well, so Berta has to trump the La Liga giants if he wants to lure the youngster to London. Team Talk currently values the Rennes defender at around $17 million, a fee seen as fair for his age and growth. Jacquet is comfortable on the ball and often steps forward from defense to start attacks. He also poses a threat during set pieces due to his movement and timing. Arsenal remain patient as they monitor how his development continues this season.